Alright, today I'd like to talk to you about Google SketchUp and how you're going to start with getting your products that you're creating to me. So to begin with, if you go down to your All Programs, you're going to be able to find SketchUp if you search for it. And if I go into my All Programs, you can search for SketchUp. And it's going to be a Google product, so it'll probably come up with Google SketchUp. You can start using SketchUp. Before you start using SketchUp, I would like you to choose a template, and your template that you're going to be using is, we can do a simple template of feet and inches. If you ever need to change your template, such as you want to change over to millimeters, which is, since we're going to be working very small, that also might be useful for you. So I'm going to go ahead with feet and inches for right now. Start using. So when I start using, one of the first things you're going to see is that there is going to be a guy in your picture. He is only really useful for you to kind of understand scale, because he always stays exactly the same. What you're going to be able to begin with is something easy. I want you just to try drawing something pretty simple at this point, and I'm just going to make a little square. Now with my different tools up here, I am going to use the orbit, and when I orbit, you can see that I can change the direction that I am viewing my screen at. So I'm going to orbit, and I'm just going to go ahead and see that square a little bit on top of it. Now what I can do is I'm going to bring this up, and this will bring it up how tall you want it. That's going to be enough right now. So after I have that done, let's go ahead and I can maybe draw something on top of that. So I'm going to have another little circle, and this is called a push-pull, so I can push it, or I can pull it and go either direction. Let's leave that a little bit raised here. There's also a lot of other tools in here that you are going to need to know. One of them here is dimension. So for dimension, this is something I am going to be requiring that whenever you turn in something to me, that you know what the dimensions of your project are. So there's one of my dimensions. Let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So right now you can see that my dimensions are 1 foot, 4 inches, 4 1/4 inches. If I wanted to change that, because my plate is that's going to be way too big for the makerbot to actually make anything, it's you see that it's going to start changing on this side, and I'm going to push this in a little bit. Notice that I am changing it, let's say 11 inches. I'm going to stop there. No. That's still big, too big, but we can get started with some other things here. So I'm going to make another circle. With this one, let's take this one, and do you see how the circle was not very even on that? So I have a tool. I'm going to edit, undo my circle. There's a tool for just about everything that you might need to know. So I'm going to take this one on edge. You can see that it made, it's called the offset. I like to call it the mini-me. You can also make it bigger if you choose to. So you're going to take this, and I'm going to push this in so I can make like a little cut. Now what's important at this point is make sure to save it, and after you saved it, saving it does not have the correct file format that I'm going to need. So if you would, go ahead and erase the guy. He's no longer of use. What you're going to be doing is you're going to file, you're going to save this, save it in your own files, but you're also needing to do something else. You're needing to export the model. So whenever you export the model, it needs to be a 3D model. When you export it, you'll notice that it is a different file format. So you, at this point, should have already created a new file. We're going to put it here. We're going to title this. I'm going to title this Cup Example. We're going to export that. Notice it is a .obj or an object file, so we're going to export that. And we'll press OK for that. Now, what the difference in the two is, whenever I go to my MakerBot program, this is the MakerBot program that's loaded on my screen. It's not going to be on yours. This is an old example one. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to File, and I'm going to Open Up, and I'm going to look for your program here. This is my cup example, so I'm going to open that. You'll notice a couple of things. It says move to platform. I'll move to the platform, and now that it's on the platform, alright, there's my cup, and I'm going to need to do some adjusting and turn it so that I can print it out. And there's also a scale button on here, so I can reset the scale and make sure it is the correct size of what I'm wanting, what I'm needing. And that's part of why you have to give me the measurements so I know exactly what you are wanting. Alright, that is about it for right now.